All right, you're up.
Right.
What's your name and where do you live?
Let me just thank you for wasting your time with that important information. You can thank me by pulling my hair or kicking my
We're
ass.
still wasting our time.
Yes. Aren't you all glad you did not go his the first question?
Let's have a really banging question right now. What's your name and where do you live?
My name is Susanne, I live in London, and question for everyone, I guess. I was wondering if, despite the fact that the internet is lovely and helpful and tolerant, you get hate mail. If you do, how you deal with it, and whether there's one piece of particularly awesome hate mail you ever got.
Anyone who has
Best question. I've always loved London. I think London is just an amazing world-class city. And with questions like that, it's no wonder. The topic is hate mail. We'll keep our answers relatively brief. If you have a specific phrase or clause that stands out in a missive you received,
Having recently launched a YouTube series.
Alright, starting with the double clicks.
We get like YouTube comments that are negative and stuff, but fortunately our mom also watches the YouTube comments, so it evens out pretty well.
Does she respond to negative?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Is her account name actually DoubleClick's mom?
I wish.
I have a lot to think about.
Probably not so much hate mail, but I write a lot of really stupid jokes on Twitter, so I'll get, I had somebody fire back, man, aside from just like dumb or something like that.
They burned you, man. You have to.
It was pretty clever. But I had something the other day, right? I wrote a joke. That's stupid.
Say it.
All right. It was something like, I'm sorry I didn't see your band at the Mint last night. I have abandonment issues. It was early. It's stupid. I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll send it. Yeah, my drafts folder is longer than my Twitter feed, by the way. I was like, I gotta write something. Oh, all right, that's dumb. And somebody was like, thief! You stole that from Jason Ritter, and he did it better. I was like, what the hell? No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. I went over and looked, and he had like literally 5 or 6 hours earlier said, the kids from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids went into an Altoid can, they're in abandonment, or something like that. I was like, holy crap, that's amazing. And by the way, I didn't steal that. It's possible for two people to have the same thought. And then she was like, oh yeah, you're just pissed off because you got caught.
That's what Pete said.
Because that's what I'm doing. I'm following somebody who does puns and then turning around and writing puns. Like a famous, that's the dumbest idea. Somebody accused me of stealing from Adam Carolla. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna follow somebody followed by millions of people and pass that off as my own. Like no one's gonna notice.
And then we're
It's been working really well for 9gag. It's been working really well for 9gag.
I don't know 9gag.
Nobody knows. The 5 other Redditors in the audience are like, yeah, let's go.
So,
hate mail?
No, not really. For pretty much the entirety of my nearly 30-year career, I have been universally lauded by everyone for everything that I've done. People just love me and the characters I portray.
Shut up, Leslie.
And
Joseph Scrimshaw, hate mail?
I did a play in the local theater festival, the Minnesota Fringe Festival, and it was a nightmare, and one of the characters was actually a character named the Anger Pony, and it used the pony mask that you'll see all over the ship. And people can write online reviews, and they can give you a rating of 1 to 5 kitties. And someone left a 1 kitty review and simply wrote, "Ponies, come on!"
Bill Corbett.
Sorry, Joseph, I just loathe ponies. Every fiber of my being. I find there's nothing that cuts to the quick so much as meh. And you know, I've learned to avoid comment sections in general, but every now and then Twitter is where this is happening now, Mike Furman. That's where all the bile comes. And yeah, I mostly do dumb stuff on Twitter, but every now and then someone feels the need to restate the premise of my joke back to me better. It's like, this is how you should have done it, Corbett. Take note. So, but the meh is the one that's just, I can't even be bothered to write more than 3 letters, you know? That's what you get.
Sidebar, real quick. John Hodgman, you have a big theory about meh. Would you share that with everyone right now? Meh. Meh is this word, M-E-H. You'll see it on the internet.
My big theory is that it's stupid and I hate it. It is.
There's a doctoral
If
thesis
anyone
in
here
that.
has ever written that, you are no friends to me, because it is A, cliche, and B, you know, it is so often deployed to a Bill Corbett of the world, or anyone who has actually made a thing, whether it is a video or a tweet or a joke or a terrible pun like Mike Furman's. You know, making a thing, I guess they can make enough. Making a thing is not always the thing you should do, internet. But when it's done, I think you acknowledge it. If you don't like it, you should acknowledge it by silence. Making a thing is always better than writing a meh.
Here we are.
You want to know what feels really good? Put up a terrible, terrible, dumb video on YouTube and then make the what's it called? Disengage the comments. Like, don't allow comments. And I just picture trolls out there being like, that's and they just jump into a pool and just sink to the bottom. Bottle for days.
Eventually their heads explode a la scanners.
Yeah.
Short one
It's
troll.
a good feeling. I did that the other day and I felt so good. I'm like, look back on the page and I'm like, no bad comments. And this is the dumbest video I've ever made.
Storm, have you ever had anyone give you negative feedback?
Yeah. With the web series thing, it's part of our job to read and interact with the comments. Otherwise, normally the policy is ignore them. And you can write off the mez and the gay and the dumb and all that. Some cut more, but my favorite comment that we had is the actors who played Paul and Storm should have played the other character.
Actually, we have a confession to make. For the past 18 years, we have in fact been playing each other. He is married to my wife, I'm married to his. It's a whole prestige thing we got going on.
And if I could, just sort of, there's the other part of the question about having a thick skin. Absolutely. I think it can't just be armor. It's a good thing to sort of parse out the bile from criticism and find the stuff that's actually constructive.
So like chainmail, a filter system.
Yes,
A
chainmail.
little gets in.
Yeah.
And the only thing I would follow that up with is that you can ascribe it to the person who's making the comment rather than yourself. Well, it's more about them than me. They're just angry people, and the anonymity lets them say whatever. Beyond all of that, if you're creating stuff, you should get used to the fact that not everybody is going to like what you make. If you're trying to make something that everybody likes, you end up with shit like 2.5 Men.
But the weird thing is then having a forum, that's like you going and doing a show and then passing out a little slip of paper to everybody. And even if 90% of the people loved it and were applauding and having fun and laughing and everything, if you go back to your room later and read through them, the other 10% you'll see like, this sucks. And they were quiet, but then when you gave them a piece of paper and let them tell you, that sucks, now you're like, oh, well, I guess it wasn't like, all right. Mm-hmm. But otherwise it would have been a great 90% show, right?
I don't know, I didn't see it, Mike. I don't know. I don't assume I enjoyed myself.
Most of the time, people don't take the time to actually write me an entire email of hatred. Since the Glee thing, I've had quite a few people get angry at me for complaining.
Team Gleazy! Woo!
And my favorite was there was a guy who was on Twitter, and he was Italian, And he kept writing me, I usually just ignore them, but he was writing me over and over again.
Italians?
Italians. No. Usually I just ignore it when people are saying mean stuff to me on Twitter. But they said, Jonathan Colton, shut up. You famous now. Glee help you, sucker. Like that. Except in an Italian accent. It was sort of like broken English, the same sentiment over and over again.
So
10 times in a row.
you thought I was Italian?
Yeah.
Because I was really going for more Eastern European.
So I wrote back, I replied to him and I said, I can't really understand you, but thanks for being a fan. And then he replied to me, like in all caps, saying, I hate you, Jonathan Colton. And I wrote back and I said, I not hate you too, dude, thanks. And then he stopped writing me, so.
Troll-jitsu. My public persona is argumentative and disagreeable. So there's no way that you can out-man me or hurt my feelings on the internet because I am a pre-troll. I'm trolling you with my music and art and yes.
I receive a certain piece of hate mail, the same piece, over and over and over again, from all over the world, roughly once a week, sometimes twice. And I'm going to swear now, so I pre-apologize. Hello, baby. I pre-apologize to all the children and other little babies in this audience. The piece of hate mail I get once per week from a different person in a different part of the world every week is, what the fuck is Hodgman doing on my Battlestar Galactica? But my favorite piece of inordinately upset hate mail was when, years ago, I made a joke regarding our friend who is not here, Paul F. Tompkins, and I made reference to the famous Tintin characters, the detectives Tompkins and Tompkins. And someone wrote back, it's Thompson and Thompson, shithead. And they called me a villain.
Well, besides the fact that I actually got a death threat tweet one night when I was sitting out on my porch and someone said they were outside my house with a can of gasoline. They thought it was funny. But back when I first became pick up the puppet Tom Servo from Mystery Science Theater, and I'd done about 4 shows, this piece of mail comes in, it's a big package. It is a dot matrix. Remember when you used to be able to print out these posters? Big banner poster? 12 feet long, just said, I hate Tom Servo's new voice. So I hung it up on the wall in my office as sort of a challenge and to let what I needed to overcome within myself and within my audience.
Did Josh Weinstein send that to you?
No, he's a very sweet man. He wouldn't have done that. I never found out, but I've made that person famous because I included him in the book that we wrote about the thing. And it was a nice thing to do with an actual piece of hate mail. And I always thought a person's life has to be pretty empty if they're sending hate mail to a puppet.
Words to live by. That was a great question, actually. That was interesting. That was a good question.